Travis Hunter is cooked. NFL training camp hasn't even started yet and she's already building her case to get that bag and get out of there. This is all-time diabolical behavior, but this is what we were warning him about from the start. He didn't listen, and now there's no sympathy from anyone. That's why the odds have been up on Stadium Live for them to break up before the season starts. Tap in before it's too late.
Why didn't Lyanna Lenny take Travis Hunter's last name after marriage? One decision that made Travis a complete joke. Traditionally, a wife taking her husband's surname symbolizes their union as one. However, Lyanna Lenny made it clear even before marriage that she had no intention of changing her last name. Not only that, Lyanna refused to sign a prenuptial agreement, a legal safeguard that protects both parties' interests, particularly in matters of asset division.
Travis Hunter's fiancée, Lyanna Lenny, refuses to have physical contact with him.
We had enough money for the deposit, but not enough money for the furniture. When we first moved to Colorado, we had no furniture, no anything. We moved here in January, so it was really, really cold. It was snowing. Nothing in our house worked either, so we were freezing. It was like 40 degrees in the house.
The signs that Travis Hunter's girlfriend does not like him and is only with him because he is good at football are too obvious, since she said she did not find him attractive at first, but they started dating when he became a top recruit, while she didn't even stand up after he won the Heisman until his coach, Deion Sanders, made her. She got upset and said, "Am I supposed to just sit here all day?" when Hunter was taking pictures with his fans. And after his final home game, she got into an argument with him and refused to give him a kiss.
He's absolutely in love with this girl. Okay, I'll give you another one. This is what he said.
That's insane.
That
He's crazy. He needs better people around him.
He has the best people around him.
No, he doesn't. Not if they let that happen. They shouldn't have let that slip through the crack.
Why didn't Lyanna Lenny take Travis Hunter's last name after marriage? One decision that made Travis a complete joke. Traditionally, a wife taking her husband's surname symbolizes their union as one. However, Lyanna Lenny made it clear even before marriage that she had no intention of changing her last name.
Travis Hunter's personal life has taken a turn that few could have predicted, and the fallout has left fans stunned. What began as whispers on social media has now exploded into a full-blown public scandal. The woman he married just 2 months ago, Lyanna Lenny, is now at the center of swirling rumors that she has been romantically involved with one of his Jacksonville Jaguars teammates. As if that wasn't enough, people close to the situation are claiming she is expecting a child with this teammate. For a man who has built his career and image with focus and discipline, the revelation is a crushing blow. Observers have been quick to point out that this is not the first time Lyanna's loyalty has been questioned. Long before the wedding, there had been talk among fans about her character and intentions, but those comments were often dismissed as jealousy or baseless gossip. Still, some signs were visible for anyone willing to look closely. Back in 2022, before Travis's NFL career took off and before the lucrative contract with the Jaguars, the couple appeared in an interview that now seems like a foreshadowing of what was to come.
Because they don't like his fiance. That's so ignorant. Y'all done pissed him off here.
Foreshadowing of what was to come. During that sit-down, Lyanna did not present herself as a head-over-heels partner. Instead, she openly stated that Travis wasn't her type when they first met, not because of his appearance, but because of his age, and the fact that she knew he had been unfaithful in a previous relationship. At the time, many brushed off the remark as an awkward moment with no deeper meaning. Yet now, in the context of their rapid marital breakdown and the looming rumors, that early statement feels far more telling. Fast forward to the present, and the story has taken a financial twist that adds another layer of complexity. Not only is Lyanna allegedly preparing to end the marriage, but the split could become incredibly costly for Travis. Reports are circulating that she might demand a significant settlement, possibly in the tens of millions, and because Travis didn't sign a prenuptial agreement, the path to that payout is wide open. Friends, fans, and even industry veterans have been left wondering why, despite warnings and offers from lawyers to draft a prenup for free, he chose to forego that safeguard. As Travis's career gained momentum, the public noticed a shift in the couple's dynamic. When he was still building his reputation, their relationship was more low-key. But once he entered the NFL and landed with the Jaguars, Lyanna's visibility increased. She began appearing in the right places, mingling with other players, and stepping into the role of an NFL wife with full confidence. This coincided with footage that later emerged of her behaving in a way many considered too intimate with a teammate, footage that, according to some theories, may not have been leaked accidentally. Some believe it was deliberately released to trigger the breakdown of the marriage. Lifestyle differences between the two have been a recurring theme in public discussions. Travis is known for staying away from alcohol and avoiding the club scene, preferring a small circle of close friends. Lyanna, on the other hand, thrives in social settings, enjoys parties, and drinks regularly. One story she herself recounted paints a clear picture of their mismatched priorities. Would drive her to parties, wait in the car for hours while she was inside, and then take her home afterward.
How do you maintain such a healthy relationship?
Don't let social media be in your relationship.
Okay.
Never post when y'all have problems.
Okay.
And be honest, always.
Okay.
Always be honest.
I feel it. You got the ring on right now?
No, I don't.
You don't?
While some might see that as supportive, others view it as evidence that their lives were on two very different tracks. The cracks in their marriage were also evident during moments that should have been purely joyful. At their wedding reception, cameras caught what many believe was Lyanna subtly pulling away when Travis leaned in for a kiss. That same night, he surprised her with a brand new luxury SUV as a wedding gift. Rather than reacting with excitement, her response seemed muted, almost indifferent. This was in stark contrast to her visible enthusiasm when meeting celebrities like Lil Wayne, a difference that didn't go unnoticed by fans who have been dissecting her behavior. The choice of wedding location has also become a major talking point. The couple married in Chattanooga, Tennessee, a state known for allowing alimony without a minimum marriage length. While Lyanna claimed the venue was chosen for its beauty, skeptics have suggested that the location may have been part of a calculated plan.
Many observant netizens notice that Lyanna's belly appears to be swollen, suggesting she might be pregnant. This has inevitably sparked suspicion. Is there any ulterior motive behind Lyanna's decision to get pregnant after Travis was selected for the NFL?
In such a state, even a marriage lasting less than a year can result in significant financial support if a court deems there is a need. Combined with the absence of a prenup, the setting has fueled speculation that Travis walked into a legal trap without realizing it. Warnings from experienced voices in sports and entertainment had been plentiful. NFL veterans and entertainers alike had advised him to protect his assets before getting married. Some even referenced their own past experiences with costly divorces, stressing that a prenup was not about distrust, but about being realistic in high-stakes situations. Despite this, Travis went forward without one, a decision that now hangs heavily over the situation. In the past, Travis was quick to defend Lyanna whenever criticism came her way. He would confront negative comments head-on, insisting that outsiders didn't understand her and that their relationship was solid.
The real one, the big one, not the little one, him, not Jim.
He positioned himself as her protector, standing between her and the online backlash. This time, however, things have been different. Since the video with the Jaguars teammate began circulating, he has remained silent. No public posts, no statements, nothing to address the situation. This silence has only intensified speculation about what is happening behind closed doors. Lyanna, meanwhile, has responded in her own way. She posted a video of herself appearing tearful and contemplative, a move that many interpreted as an attempt to sway public sympathy. Whether it was sincere or strategic is up for debate, but the timing coincided with peak attention on the allegations. If the pregnancy rumors are confirmed, the situation could push Travis to a breaking point. For any spouse, discovering such a betrayal would be devastating, and given the public nature of their relationship, the impact is magnified. As it stands, the marriage appears to be in crisis, with personal and professional implications looming. Fans and commentators are split on what Travis should do next, whether to stay quiet, issue a statement, or take decisive legal action. What's clear is that this is not just another fleeting sports headline. The stakes involve reputation, emotional well-being, and a fortune earned through years of hard work. Many believe that the next development will determine not just the fate of this relationship, but also how Travis is perceived moving forward. The story continues to unfold in real time, with each new detail adding to the sense of drama. For those who have been watching from the sidelines, it's a reminder that the lives of public figures are often more complex than they appear. And for Travis Hunter, the coming days may be some of the most defining of his personal and professional life. As the weeks went by, more pieces of the puzzle started falling into place, and each one seemed to paint a less flattering picture of Lyanna's role in the marriage. Observers began pointing out that the timeline of events matched almost perfectly with Travis's rise in status and income. Before his NFL career, their connection was casual and at times distant, but as soon as his name began appearing in headlines, the relationship appeared to solidify in public, as though the success itself had been the missing ingredient. When Travis signed with the Jaguars, the shift became undeniable. Lyanna began showing up at team events, mingling with other high-profile players, and aligning herself with the glamorous side of professional sports. To those watching closely, her new presence wasn't just supportive, it felt strategic. It was around this time that the now infamous video surfaced, showing her in what many believe was a suspiciously close interaction with one of Travis's teammates. For some, this was the smoking gun that confirmed long-standing doubts. Adding to the unease was the theory that the video's release was no accident. Some speculate that Lyanna herself ensured it reached Travis, possibly as part of a larger plan to unravel the marriage on her own terms. This theory gained traction when coupled with the idea that she may have already set her sights on someone who fit more closely with her lifestyle. Travis's avoidance of nightlife and alcohol put him in stark contrast to Lyanna, who preferred a more vibrant and public social life. That fundamental mismatch, people believe, was a gap she had no intention of closing. The story of Travis waiting in the car while she partied became a recurring example in online debates about their relationship. It wasn't just about differing hobbies, it symbolized the distance between them. To some, it suggested a lack of shared values, with Travis accommodating her choices without any sign that the arrangement was mutual. This perception only deepened when fans replayed old clips of Lyanna recounting these moments with laughter, seemingly unaware of how they might reflect on her or the relationship as a whole. The wedding day itself, which should have been a celebration of unity, became a focal point for more signs of trouble. Footage of Lyanna pulling back slightly as Travis leaned in for a kiss was dissected frame by fans convinced it showed her discomfort or disinterest. Then came the gift presentation, Travis surprising her with a high-end Mercedes G-Wagon. Rather than displaying joy, her reaction was restrained, with none of the exuberance most would expect from receiving such an extravagant present. The contrast between that moment and her high-energy response to meeting certain celebrities was too stark for fans to ignore. Speculation deepened when details emerged about the choice of Tennessee for the wedding venue. While Lyanna attributed it to the venue's beauty, critics pointed out the state's unique alimony laws, which allow for payments without a minimum marriage duration. This meant that even if the marriage ended within months, a financial award could still be granted. The fact that Travis had no prenup in place turned what could have been a romantic detail into a potential legal vulnerability. For many, the choice of location was not coincidental, it was calculated. This line of thinking was further reinforced by the number of warnings Travis received before the marriage. Former athletes, entertainers, and even financial experts publicly advised him to protect himself legally. They stressed that in the world of professional sports, where fortunes can change hands quickly, safeguarding one's earnings is simply smart planning. The offers to help him draft a prenup at no cost underscored how serious the advice was. Yet, whether out of trust, love, or youthful optimism, Travis declined. Up until recently, Travis's pattern had been to confront criticism of Lyanna head-on. He regularly defended her character and motivations, sometimes using humor or sarcasm to dismiss detractors. This public loyalty became part of his image. He wasn't just a rising athlete, but also a committed partner willing to stand up for his wife. That's why his current silence is so striking. The lack of any public defense or clarification since the latest video surfaced is a break from his established behavior, leading many to believe he may finally be reconsidering his position. Meanwhile, Lyanna's approach to the growing controversy has been markedly different. Her tearful video post, featuring a reflective and emotional demeanor, struck some as a genuine expression of pain. Others, however, saw it as a calculated move to shift the narrative and win back public sympathy. The timing right as speculation about her being pregnant by another man reached its peak was hard for some to see as coincidental. If the pregnancy rumors prove true, the implications are significant. For Travis, such a revelation would not only be a personal betrayal, but also a public humiliation, magnified by the constant scrutiny of the sports and entertainment press. The situation could force decisions that impact not just his marriage, but his mental focus and career trajectory. Those close to the NFL know how personal turmoil can spill over into professional performance, and fans are already debating whether this will affect his upcoming season. The emotional toll is also a major factor. Friends and commentators alike worry about the pressure Travis is under, balancing the demands of a high-profile sports career with a deeply personal crisis. While some fans continue to hold out hope for reconciliation, others believe the damage is irreversible. The combination of public embarrassment, financial risk, and deep personal hurt has left many convinced that the relationship is nearing its end. The narrative now is less about whether the marriage will survive and more about how it will unravel. Each side's next move will be scrutinized. Will Travis continue his silence, or will he speak out and address the rumors head-on? Will Lyanna remain in the public eye, or retreat from the spotlight as legal proceedings begin? Whatever happens, the next phase of this story is likely to be as public and dramatic as the current one, ensuring that neither Travis nor Lyanna will be able to escape the court of public opinion anytime soon. Public reaction to the unfolding situation has been fierce, with opinions flooding in from every corner of the sports and entertainment world. Many who operate within high-profile circles have expressed frustration that Travis ignored the early warnings from people who had been through similar experiences. One of the most notable voices came from an NFL veteran who had his own history with a very public and costly divorce. He stressed that his advice to Travis to sign a prenuptial agreement wasn't about mistrust. It was about self-preservation in an environment where personal relationships are constantly under the microscope and financial stakes are extraordinarily high. His message was straightforward: protect yourself before it's too late. This sentiment was echoed by well-known entertainers and commentators who have built reputations on their ability to spot warning signs in public figures' relationships. They zeroed in on the very first public red flag, the moment Lyanna admitted Travis wasn't her type. For them, it was an unmistakable signal that her interest wasn't grounded in genuine compatibility. The theory, widely discussed online, is that once Travis's success became undeniable, her perception of him changed not because of a deeper connection, but because his growing profile aligned with the lifestyle she wanted. Comedian Godfrey's commentary in particular gained traction, as he bluntly explained how someone who initially shows no romantic interest can quickly shift their attitude once they see potential for fame, status, or financial gain. He described it as a cautionary tale for young athletes who might mistake sudden enthusiasm for genuine affection. His point resonated strongly with fans who had already been suspicious of Lyanna's motives. Another figure, Board Ward, better known in his circle for being unapologetically direct, highlighted her flirtatious behavior with others as a sign that her commitment to Travis was never as solid as it should have been. His words carried a mix of disappointment and urgency, encouraging Travis to reevaluate his relationship before more damage was done. He emphasized that if a person openly admits you aren't their type but stays with you anyway, the reason must be something other than love. And in this case, the assumption was that financial and lifestyle benefits were at the top of that list. For much of their relationship, Travis had been the one to silence critics by stepping in and defending Lyanna whenever she faced scrutiny. He would dismiss negative commentary as coming from people who didn't know her personally and accuse them of misjudging her character. In these moments, he often displayed both loyalty and a defiant attitude toward outside opinions. His approach was to shut down speculation quickly, making it clear that he had no doubts about her intentions. But the current scandal has changed that pattern entirely. In the aftermath of the video's release showing Lyanna in an intimate exchange with his teammate, Travis Travis has said nothing publicly. This is a striking departure from his usual quick-fire defense, and it has fueled speculation that he may finally be rethinking his stance. Some believe his silence is a deliberate choice, either to avoid inflaming the situation further or because he is quietly preparing for the possibility of divorce. Others think he might simply be too shocked to respond, especially if the pregnancy rumors have any truth to them. Lyanna, on the other hand, has been more visible. Her tearful social media post, filmed in close-up with emotional music and layered with a message about personal growth through suffering, seemed intended to elicit sympathy. For her supporters, it was a sign of a woman under immense pressure and hurt by public judgment. For her critics, it was a calculated performance designed to recast herself as a victim at the very moment damaging stories were dominating the narrative. The fact that all of this is playing out under the bright lights of NFL coverage only magnifies the stakes. This isn't just a private dispute. It's a storyline feeding into sports talk shows, online gossip channels, and social media debates. The combination of personal betrayal rumors, financial implications, and career visibility makes it one of the most talked about off-field stories of the year. Behind the scenes, the looming question is what this means for Travis's career focus. NFL insiders know how easily personal turmoil can spill over into professional performance. A distracted player is a vulnerable player, and franchises invest too much money into their athletes to ignore signs of strain. Some have speculated that the Jaguars organization is keeping a close watch on the situation, concerned about how it might impact team dynamics, especially if the rumors about a teammate being involved turn out to be true. From a legal and financial perspective, the stakes are equally high. A divorce in Tennessee, with no prenup in place, could lead to a substantial payout from Travis's earnings. Add to that the public relations dimension navigating a narrative where he is seen as both a victim and a man who ignored repeated advice, and the challenge becomes even more complex. Those closest to him are reportedly urging him to consult with legal experts before making any public statements or decisions. For now, the future of their marriage hangs in the balance. Will Travis attempt reconciliation, or has the trust been broken beyond repair? Will Lyanna push forward with divorce proceedings, leveraging the legal advantages the state offers, or will she step back from the public eye to let the scandal fade? These unanswered questions are fueling the constant speculation that surrounds them both. What is certain is that this is not a fleeting tabloid moment. The layers of financial risk, personal betrayal, and public spectacle ensure that the story will continue to evolve in the weeks and months ahead. For many watching, this is a cautionary example of how quickly personal relationships can unravel under the glare of fame, and how critical it is to protect both emotional and financial well-being in the process. As each day passes, the tension builds. Every new post, public appearance, or leaked detail has the potential to shift the narrative. And while the outcome remains uncertain, one thing is clear: Travis Hunter's life has entered a chapter that will be remembered not for what happened on the field, but for the drama that consumed his life off of it. The next move, whether it's a public statement, a legal filing, or a quiet separation, will set the tone for how this saga is ultimately remembered. Until then, the story remains open-ended, a volatile mix of personal heartbreak and high-stakes consequences that shows no signs of fading from public view.